How do you learn to say no? That's the theme of my year right now, is just say no. And I struggle with it so much that I had to hire somebody and like literally get a second phone and say, hey, you're in charge of this phone and your job is to just say no, because I feel so bad. I mean, even last night, leading up to this VIP event here tonight for the event, I had people texting me like, hey, I know it's sold out, but do you mind if I swing by? I'd love to see your place. I'm just like, sure. And like the team's like, dude, it's sold out. Dude, it's sold out. We only have food for 75. Now we're at 82. I just don't know how to say no.
A professional no guy.
But I had to hire one.
Yeah,
but how do I learn to do it myself? How did you learn to do it? How did you learn to do it?
It's the storm again. Saying no is really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you go to it and you find reasons to say no, because you can always say yes again later.
Yeah.
But the ability to be honest with yourself, if you're lying to yourself, if you feel no, hey Matt, can I come to the event? And inside the kick in your head is, I can't do it. But you're like, but don't want to let them, that conversation, you already lost yourself. So you're lying to yourself. Yeah. And if we live in a world of ethics that we have to be honest by ourselves, and if we're going to take control of our destiny, never fucking lie to yourself. You just honor that. And then if someone's like, well, what do you mean no? You let so-and-so. And it's like, yeah, but they were here 20 minutes ago. Yeah. You're not here now. So in another universe, man, you're already at that event. But I'm sorry. I would love to. I don't even have the resources to move it around. I did fucking tell you 2 months ago that you could have bought tickets, and you're now calling me because you think I can. I'm sorry. Yeah. And it's running towards that storm of, this is going to be uncomfortable. Saying no to someone and looking them in the eye, not easy. Like you had a call yesterday from a client who was like, we can't do this one thing. And you just run at it. Yeah. And so that's, for me, that is anyway. And then it's a muscle. And then you respect and value yourself so much, not in an ego way, but you're like, if I'm controlling my destiny, why am I going to let other inputs take that wheel for a second just because I want to make them feel good? Yeah. They don't think about you, by the way, when you leave that interaction. That's another thing to realize. Like, we all think that everyone thinks about us all the time. No one gives a fuck about you. Isn't that so cool? Yeah. And it is nice, though, when you, like, I make it a point to deliberately check in with people, because I want someone to know that, hey, I was on a walk and I saw something. I was just thinking of you because it made me laugh or whatnot. Like, I message you every day with something. And when you get out of that, you realize that that interaction you just had won't exist in their head in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for me, it's the same answer. It's a lack of alignment for me is very tough. A big part of, and I almost wish it wasn't this way. Like, I'm very emotional about what I do. Like, I have to be excited about it. I have to love it. I have to feel like what I'm doing points to where I want to go. And when it doesn't, like, I feel it. And I can't tell you, like I said, how many times I've been squirrel and gone to the left or right, or shiny object syndrome. And immediately I'm like, oh God, like when I moved here, I was doing a company with, people that were great. And the mission even itself was noble, but it was like, this detracts from everything that I've been building. And so to me, simplicity, that's saying it's the ultimate sophistication, like reaching, it's hard. So from a business standpoint, it's being very clear. From, like, I want to help everyone's friend with YouTube questions and podcast questions, and I feel good about that. But having random calls sprinkled throughout the afternoon on a Wednesday when I'm trying to record, like, it does mess up my shit. And so, like, if I don't protect that and really value that, it derails what I'm trying to do. So it is like built out of necessity, I feel.
Do you keep your calendar pretty rigid, like time block and spaced out, pretty creative space here, workout space here?
The exact opposite. I like have pretty big chunks because I don't take meetings. Like there are probably some pretty important emails that I've just never read. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't care. Like, I'm willing to make that sacrifice because to me, I just hired one of the most awesome, brilliant, creative people I've ever met. And like, to me, it's like, here's what I wrote. Let's sit down for 2 hours. Let's talk about how to bring it to life in the afternoon. Let's take the camera. Let's go out into the desert and let's make something that's amazing and we'll move people. That's all I care about. And so like everything else is kind of, and it's not like you can totally obviously just mitigate it, but it's getting better at outsourcing, getting help and people on the team that can take care of that so you can do the things that really move the needle.
But do you have things that have you put things in your life where you put your oxygen mask on first? Like, are there non-negotiables in your day, like your morning coffee on the porch overlooking the mountain, or the cold plunge, or the sauna, or the workout?
Yeah.
Like, do you have things that fill you up?
My mornings are precious. Yeah, it's coffee, 2, 3, 4, and it's writing like every day. Whether it's a speech or a poem or something for YouTube or whatever it is. And a lot of it doesn't go anywhere, but some of it does. And I think like one for the business, it matters, but two, it's like personal therapy too. Like you really learn a lot about yourself writing every day, and just going down these rabbit holes of thought. You're like, oh my God. The other day I sat down to write, I forget what the theme was, ended up writing this letter to my grandfather. I'm like, where did that come from?
Wow.
You know, but it's just what needed to come out. And I think, yeah, I know that and I value that. So
how did you feel after you wrote to your grandfather? Is he passed away?
Yeah, he died like 20 years ago, which is why it's like a random thing, you know? But it was cool. It helped me realize, that I am trying to emulate a lot of who he was. And so the point of I guess the crux of the letter was talking about like when he had a brain tumor. And he's one of these guys that's just like selfless and very sarcastic. And, you know, we'd be like, are you okay? And he'd be like, oh, I'm fine. It's all in my head. You know, how are you? Yeah. And like to me, especially with all this bullshit going on about like what masculinity is and maybe overcorrecting and all this stuff, like to me that's it, like being that rock for your family, putting them first, not making it about you ever, showing up every day. And you know, I hit the last word in that, hit enter. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know I felt that way. Like that really means a lot to me. That matters to me.
Wow.
So you uncover that stuff.
Do you go back and read it after the fact, or you just kind of write it and you're done?
Well, I wrote it and then I record it.
Wow.
Like I released it on YouTube.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's incredible.